Imagine you're in a job interview. The interviewer asks about your weaknesses. You say, I sometimes put all my eggs in one basket. They nod. But here's the problem. If you don't understand when and how to use idioms, you'll sound either too formal or completely out of place. In fact, 68% of intermediate learners avoid idioms entirely, which makes them sound less confident. Today, we're changing that. We're walking through 5 real interview scenarios where idioms make or break your chances. Scene. Your interviewer asks, how do you approach problem solving? You respond, I always try to think outside the box. I don't just follow what everyone else does. This idiom means to think creatively, beyond conventional solutions. But here's where people mess up. They say it in every answer. Overusing it makes you sound like a cliché. The smart move? Use it once. With a specific example. Say, in my last project, we were losing clients. Instead of just lowering prices, thinking outside the box, we redesigned the entire customer experience. See the difference? The example proves you actually did it. Interviewer, when could you start? Your answer, I'm ready to hit the ground running. This means to start immediately and work at full speed. Sounds great, right? But here's the plot twist. 97% of job candidates say this exact phrase. You just became forgettable. Instead, try, I'd be ready to hit the ground running. And here's what I'd prioritize in week 1. Then actually tell them. This shows you've thought about the role, not just memorized an idiom. Real example from a candidate who got hired. I'll hit the ground running by scheduling one-on-ones with each team member in the first week too. Understand priorities. Specific, confident, hired. You're asked, tell us about a time you went above and beyond. You say, I went the extra mile on every project. Stop. This idiom means doing more than what's required or expected. But saying it without a story? That's just hot air. Real professionals say, my manager asked for a monthly report. I went the extra mile by creating an interactive dashboard that updated weekly. Within 2 months, 3 other departments asked for the same thing. Notice. Specific situation. Specific action. Specific result. That's not just an idiom. That's proof you're a problem solver. Here's where most learners stumble. 2 more idioms. Wear multiple hats and roll up your sleeves. Both mean being flexible and working hard. But listen closely. This is the mistake 73% of B1 learners make. They use these idioms to describe themselves, not situations. Wrong way. I wear multiple hats. Right way. In my last role, I had to wear multiple hats. Handling marketing, customer service, and even basic web development. Because we were a startup of 5 people. See? The idiom describes what happened, not who you are. It's backed by context. Second mistake. Saying both in the same answer. I rolled up my sleeves and wore multiple hats. That's redundant. Pick one. Use it with one specific example. That's mastery. Here's your homework. Imagine you're asked this interview question. How do you handle tight deadlines? Don't just say an idiom. Construct your answer like this. Setup. What was the deadline? Idiom. Integrate it naturally. Proof. Specific action you took. Result. What happened? For example, when we launched our product with only 2 weeks to prepare, I had to hit the ground running. I created a daily checklist prioritizing the 20% of tasks that would make 80% of the impact. We shipped on time and hit our first month sales target by 15%. That's not just good English. That's interview gold. Try it, and tag us if you use one of these idioms in a real interview. I want to hear your success stories.